he seemed to think that was.
The adjoining property.
This is him. This is who you're talking about.
And
That intake is right here.
Back in.
That's pretty much right on their lot line.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm not saying this because I absolutely know, but that water runs down to that intake. It doesn't go.
Well, I know there's been water in the low spot by the tracks, by Beaton and Ells
Okay.
before.
Obviously, we don't want to take runoff from his property and pump it on his
Right.
neighbors.
We've done that before. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Talking about right in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the low spot over, I believe it's, I'm not sure what this is, it's either here or here. And he was gonna knock a hole and run that around to here, that's where the intake is.
But like I said, that's Beaton and Ells property, and
Yeah, so we wanna make sure, if he only takes it to here, that it's not flowing off this way, and it's actually following, there is a swale there that it
because
follows.
I know they've had water issues in their basement before.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause another issue.
Okay. So that's something to look obviously into, but.
Yeah, before he just does that,
Yeah.
you'd have to get some sort of easement or something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
agreement with them that, well, it might help them too if it makes it like a
Yeah.
French drain,
Exactly.
so.
I don't know when they'll be back, but they're in Florida.
I'm gonna guess he probably's not gonna get it dug in this year.
Yeah, you would think so.
No.
And he's already got tile, like you're saying, from the gutters down that way. According to that map, he doesn't
Doesn't look like you have anything on this
besides
side.
his building,
Yeah.
so that would be technically on their property,
Yeah.
but getting rid of water down to the storm intake would benefit everybody, so I assume they don't care about that, but just dumping it there, what he might end up having to do is put another tile all the way down to that intake to make sure he's not just dumping on their property.
Yeah. He's got something like, don't quote me for sure, probably 3 roof drains to stump on that east side now.
Yeah,
That are
but
just,
they are all solid all the way down to that intake pretty much.
How big is that intake?
Huge. Wow.
I don't know.
Which
But it does goes underneath the tracks. All that runs. It's on the north side of the tracks and it follows the tracks.
Yeah, it goes all the way down to below my property.
Yes.
So,
well, if it all handles it, then I guess that's not a problem.
yeah, I mean, we're not giving permission to do anything like dump water on
Right,
neighbors.
right.
We're pretty much saying we're gonna seal, well, he's gonna get a hold of Scott. They've already talked about it, they've already had a price, I think, it was rough.
I believe that's correct.
But as we said, it's not a one-time deal. It's gonna have to be
Yeah,
done
and that's
again
something to make sure he
and
realizes.
again. So.
Yeah. Because initially when we do it, we'll double seal it. So it'll be a little bit more expensive the first time, obviously.
Right.
Well, I should get with Scott and maybe he and I can go talk to Roger and tell him the scoop. And
Yeah.
make sure that the water's not, see what he has in plan. But we're not. We are kind of talking about that, but really we're talking about the seal coat at this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused what he's gonna do, even if he cuts an intake in there, how he's gonna get it, to go around the corner and.
Yeah,
Well, it depends how far he took the tile and how big a tile he put in off of those roof drains.
Now, that's on the north side of the building, not the south
Oh, on
side.
the north side.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the south side that I can see.
he's
Well,
he's
there's not
redone
that
all his
much
gutters.
room. There's not that much room between Beaton and El's house.
Yeah.
So digging it in would be an interesting.
Yeah, because according to the map here, it looks like it's right on the lot line.
Yep.
On Beacon anyway,
Well,
give or take.
actually, it's
There'll have to be some agreements.
And
I don't know if these are official agreements or them saying, yes, we may dig that in across our property and that's
I
that.
think you'd probably want that, because that wouldn't be between us.
Yeah.
That'd be between them and
Yeah.
them.
But again, in general, if I'm them, as neighbors, I want all the water to go to storm drain, so you would think they would be okay with that, but.
Well, like I say, they're in
Yeah.
Florida right now,
Yep.
and I can contact them and
Mhm.
see if, when they're coming back. I'm sure they're gonna be back for the holidays, so
Good.
I can,
We'll stand out in the snow and take a look at it.
Yeah.
He
In a
understand,
couple hours of labor, I don't see that it's really going to affect us that much.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
So,
no, they won't be seal coated this year, I'm sure.
no.
I didn't know if he was aware of that.
That'll be another topic to bring up. We should all you should all make sure he
Yeah.
understands all these things.
yeah, you're way past seal coating. with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never finished out there to Dr. Wilden's. We just got it to grade. So,
Okay, won't hurt for that set.
yes.
All right, well, sounds good. I think we can close that meeting.
6:13, 6:30, whatever works for you.
I had an email that
Well, you're 15 minutes early. Good for you.
Thank you.
We got
apologies.
we got the first one done.
I figured that's what
Roger
the
wasn't
deal
here,
was.
so it went fine.
Okay.
Now we can talk about the storm water drainage located in the right of way at 65 Second Avenue. This
Is that
where
correct?
That's
you two
correct.
come in,
Okay.
I assume. All right.
So,
I just wanna make sure that was the right.
Mayor, council members, thanks for taking the time. Let me bring this concern to you guys. Here's a write-up that I've got. I'm not gonna read it verbatim, but I'm gonna go over some of the main points that I wanna bring across. Melissa, do you need a copy? No, it's fine. So, essentially what we've got over the years, that ditch has been a problem in front of my property. It's more of a safety.
No, introduce who you are, where you live, one more time.
What's that?
Introduce who you are and where you are,
Oh,
just for all the people.
Yes,
where
my
you
name
live.
is Doug Martins. I live at 1605 Second Avenue. This is my wife, Susan. We've lived at the properties since we built the house in 1999. It's the ditch has always been there. Let me say that. The ditch has been changed a couple of times because of some concerns that the property owners north of us thought that there wasn't enough slope for the water to flow. It didn't turn out to be the problem, but the city had come in with a backhoe and trenched the ditch even deeper. So it's become to the point where it's unmanageable to mow. But more so, the thing that's concerned me just lately, and the reason I want to bring it to you, is a safety concern. The ditch itself is almost 7 feet deep from the roadway down to the ditch. There is a culvert that comes across from the viaduct that's concrete that comes out into my property between myself and my neighbors. And there's no real safe recovery area. If somebody's driving down that road and they have to swerve for some reason to avoid hitting a biker, to avoid hitting people who walk, and they do walk on that street, if they were to have to take that ditch, there's going to be serious damage to them, their car, their person. And what concerns me most about that is that it's truly the city easement. And I can't maintain it to be able to keep people safe. And my fear is that somebody's going to run their car down there, and then all of a sudden somebody's going to get hurt. And as the property owner, I'm almost certain the liability for insurance is going to come back to me. And so I can't just go put in culvert. It's the city easement. But that's really the major concern is safety for myself, to be able to maintain it. I've turned over a couple of lawnmowers that have tipped over because of the grade, and it's just something unmaintainable for me. When I was 43, when we moved into the house, and after they dredged it out, you know, I was younger. But you know, I'm 20 years older now, guys, and trying to maintain it or even hire somebody to try and maintain it is unsafe for them. So I really want to bring the safety piece of it to your attention. What I'm really looking for is for the city to come in and connect the culvert between my neighbor at 1603, Dorothy Reapy. She has a culvert going under her driveway. If we can connect that culvert to my culvert, fill it with rock and fill dirt and fill it in so that there is at least a nice slope from the roadway down to my yard, so that it can be maintained. If somebody has to take the right of way in order to escape something being hit, bicycle riders, there's more traffic along 2nd Avenue right now than there has been in 20 years, just because of access to the Glow Trail, the access to the high school. Cars are going down there at a more than high rate of speed, more than the speed limit, and I think we all know that because our police are actually positioning themselves out at the fairgrounds to make sure that kids are following the stop sign rules. So that's really what I'm asking for, is for the city to consider putting that culvert in, extending it, filling it, and making sure that it can be safe for the community as we move forward. So if you have any questions, anything that you, I know you probably want to take this back and consider it and determine if it's something that you can do for us, it would be appreciated.
I'm just clarifying, the culvert that's running under 2nd Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
it's flowing toward the fairgrounds, not coming back toward the ditch, right?
It's flowing toward
Okay,
the
because I
fairgrounds.
thought you said it was flowing back.
No. It's flowing towards the fairgrounds.
Okay.
At least I think it is.
Right up here as well. It is this, I believe, right, Doug?
Yep, that's it right
Yep,
there. That's
that
the culvert
right
that goes
there.
across. It goes across the
Mhm.
street into another buried culvert that's in front of the Hamling property.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drain in that easement that it goes down to there, and that's been filled in and basically does the same thing that I'm asking for you guys to do across on the other side of the street. I'm not expecting it to be street level, but if it had a little bit better incline than a 7-foot deep ditch, it would be a whole lot more preferable.
Is there any legal reasons we can't do this? Changing flow, whatever.
I'd have to talk with our city attorney, Doug, about that. Boy.
I can't believe that there is. It's just,
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
as long as we don't reduce the flow, but it's gonna be already restricted by what the size of the culverts are, the one underneath this driveway and the one going over there, if you connect all of them back together.
Yeah.
How big's the culvert coming underneath your neighbor's driveway?
I think they're between 30 and 36 inches.
Same one underneath your neighbor's?
Yeah.
That one looks huge going underneath the road.
The one going underneath the road is smaller than what
really?
goes underneath our driveways. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
smaller.
is. It is
okay.
smaller.
it's smaller in
I was
diameter
out there.
than the one that's going underneath our driveways.
But the one going underneath your driveway obviously is going towards that unnamed tributary, Mud Creek tributary. So, and the other culvert, the one that's at the diagonal coming off, it is also heading to the creek as well.
Right.
Okay.
And it's already buried on the side of the school property that runs through there. That culvert runs from the edge of the first property on the other side of 18th. It runs under their driveway and becomes an underground culvert that runs all the way through the property that used to be the car property, or what's now the school property, and empties into the creek.
Didn't we just do this over at Dakota's? Didn't we do this at your property over there, Dakota?
Yeah, right behind the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the same deal, so it's something you guys can handle, obviously. Maybe. I'm not pinning you to it, Brad, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
possibilities there.
understand. No, my concern is, you got this diagonal one going across that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to put an intake there,
Oh, we put a
So-
Y in,
a box or something.
put a Y in the line. You can put a box there, I don't know if it'd make any difference.
Cause then you're gonna have to hook his on also. Plus,
I think the majority of it's gonna flow right that way.
Yeah, because the
straight, straight to the creek.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll flow straight to the creek because the culvert that goes underneath the road, it's actually higher than the other
Yeah,
two
quite a
by
bit.
about 6 inches.
Yeah, you might
inches.
have to put a box there, you could put a big manhole in there and take it, just to catch the two, and just let it be a pass through.
So what do you do with the issue on the other side of Washington Drive then? I mean, you got the, what was the name of the neighbor of yours?
Oh, Dottie Reapy's my direct neighbor at 1603.
So
And then you've got the farmers who have the next property, which was their property. Those ditches, they're not near as deep as the one that we've got, but the water flow, I think, has been a problem down 2nd Avenue. But it rained today. There wasn't any water in it, but we didn't get a lot of rain, and a lot of it was soaking in.
And is any of this possibly gonna restrict, water flow? We can't, it's already an issue. We can do this without restricting water flow.
And if you ask Nate, he's gonna say as long as you don't reduce the current sizes of the culverts there, you're gonna be just fine.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say is if you put it down to whatever size this is, you will restrict it, because right now, if you have an influx of water coming from the north, it has the ditch to kind of level out.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? But you put it into a certain size pipe, that's what it's gonna go through. Where if you have a big event, rain event,
Yep.
the ditch can fill up, so the creek can, but this is gonna restrict it. So then we're back to square one, which is our Paxton's Pond out there,
Yes.
or whatever it is. That's what's supposed to be taking care of that, but.
Not when it comes there. Remember, it's from outside
Right,
of town.
no, I know,
Yeah.
I'm just
But
saying,
it's having the domino effect of helping protect Doug's house and everybody else to the south.
right,
Yes.
right.
Or to the
I think it
east,
is,
I mean.
right?
That's the idea.
That's the
Well, this has to
idea.
be engineered.
Well, I was just gonna say, your best bet is to have Nate take a look at it and see what
Yeah.
we can do. And you might, if you're looking at it, you might as well look at the whole thing. Cause in my mind, you don't really have to put the curb and gutter on there, just be a shallow ditch on top. And this one right here could be an intake on there to catch the overflow. That doesn't, like, the big storm events, it'll be sitting on top, it'll go into this thing,
Right.
so.
It's storm event's large enough. It's not gonna.
The
It's
great
still
thing
gonna-
about Nate, though, he has that couple letters behind his name and knows how to engineer these things and make sure
Yeah.
they don't work.
But we have to decide if it's something, once we start that process, it's gonna hard to stop once we start spending money on it.
Would you?
Well, all we gotta
just
do
like-
is ask the question.
is
We
have-
just gotta ask the question.
have-
What's the question?
Can it be
it's
done?
Can it be done, and will it affect the way things flow now?
That's, I'm mostly interested in the second part of it.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I just don't know if you're gonna do your starting and stopping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we go all the way up to 13
Yeah,
while we're at it,
it'd be the south driveway of the Lutheran home.
or whatever that is.
Yeah.
How much dirt you got sitting out at the dump site?
Excuse me?
How much dirt you got out at the dump site?
How much rock you wanna put in?
Well, if we're gonna make it act like a French drain, it'll be
Yeah,
ungasketed pipe, bedded in rock.
we got a fair amount out there at the first dump there in the center, so. But
Yeah,
depends.
but I think it's a Nate thing. Let him
Right.
figure it out. See if we can actually do it or not.
So in other words, ask the city engineer, inquire with him about this, and then
Yeah, that's what I
come
would
back to the
suggest.
committee.
Alright, so we'll talk about if it can be done, and this is not slow down
So water flow.
the water flow.
I mean, even if you had to put in a larger culvert, trench it out even a little bit more, put in a larger culvert, on my property to make sure that the water that's coming into it would flow into the creek.
The only problem is right now we're at a very minimum on
Yeah.
where we're at.
Understood.
I mean, we'd have water sitting in that culvert all the time if we dug it any deeper. That was the whole problem with that. And when we dug the creek out years ago, we took a very minimum out of that. And
Yeah, and it's filled back. The creek is filled back in.
well, yes, it's
Yeah.
well, hell, how many years ago was that? That we did that.
Boy, I don't remember. It's been a while.
I mean, Pickering did it, and it's been
6 years ago we did that?
no, it's been 15 years.
Oh yeah, it's
Really?
been
Yeah,
been
it's
done
been
long
15
before
years ago.
long before I even bought the property.
No,
No?
it was done after you
Yeah, I
bought
think
the
you
property.
had it.
Yeah, you had the property, cause I did your
Because we
house
went through and we
back-
did the,
Yeah.
back in
we did it all the way
99,
past the
and I've only been on
fairgrounds.
council since in
Okay.
I
Started
was
on
here,
Second Avenue
so
Bridge.
yeah, because we had to clean out underneath the bridge because it was clear full.
years.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
there's
before
always
me.
water under the bridge when it's a
Yeah.
wet year.
Yeah.
There's at least 8 to 10 inches of water that's under that bridge constantly. It's a mosquito haven.
Yeah, it didn't when we first dug it out because we dug it all the
no,
way out.
yeah, we dug it all the
and
way out
drained
through
it just-
Lisa's property and all the way out, and that's when we put the crossing in,
Yep.
or the low
Low
water
water
crossing and everything out there to,
And I think we had agreements from all the property owners.
Yep.
And maybe Doug that they would keep the brush down, so it wouldn't do that, and that didn't work.
yeah.
I try to keep that brush down, guys.
No, I
No,
It's
a
a
general
lot.
whatever statement.
Yeah.
Doug, so.
It's a lot.
If Nate goes out, he's got to go out and measure the clear side and stuff. That's what he's going to base everything on.
Yep.
So
Which we have AmeriCorps, I think, they've gone out there and cleaned that up a couple times,
Yeah.
maybe.
2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
we were from Second Avenue at his place.
Yeah.
Went to the high school, or middle school.
Yeah.
But you never know with all the willows back.
All the willows came right back up. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
what I can take care of in the creek. I mean, I've sprayed Roundup as much as I can and tried to keep those reeds cut down. I think I finally got most of it out of there, down to about 5 foot beyond the property line.
You got the big old snakes down there.
Yeah, there is about a
Now we gotta
about a
start
3-inch
fixing
bull
it.
snake in the creek right now. When we were
Well, I guess
cleaning-
Andrew and
when we were cleaning it out this spring, Susan had her work gloves on. And she said, "What is this?" And I said, "That's a snake skin." The snake skin was about this long, and you could tell that it came off of something that it was at least 2 inches in diameter.
Zach, if we need to go look at it, it looks like it's gonna be you and me.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me.
That works.
He's down there, and hey, we don't have mice. Well, we don't have. I haven't seen him, but I haven't put my hand into a lot of brush down there. I've got a nice big machete that I've got when I go down there.
don't be killing the snake.
Kill the snake.
Don't kill the snake.
Well, you know what? We don't have a big mice problem either.
Hey,
So
there you go.
What's the main type of vegetation along that? Is it just like brome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeds.
Yeah, there you go.
it's weeds and I mean there's a lot of in the springtime there's a lot of wild parsnip, and so I got to kill that before it. I mean you get that on you and you're in a world of hurt.
See, we can maintain a lot of that on the east side of the bridge because we can get mower down in there.
Yeah.
It's so steep on the other side that we can reach.
Well, I think that's the big point. It's probably been a safety issue for as long as we've been alive. We just never acknowledged it.
He used to go down there and catch crawdad.
And those manholes were already set to elevation, like it was always meant to get filled in.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, because they'll have to take into consideration, like Romans over there, how that was flowing, if that's going to get affected or anything, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, y'all do what you want. That's where I'd set it.
So is that the committee's recommendation?
Yep.
I'd say so.
All right.
So
I
this
have
goes
it
to the
written
city
down.
engineer,
Yep.
and then you guys get back to us.
Yes.
All right. About how long does that usually take?
With Nate.
Longer than you.
Nate's out of town today, so I can't call him. Call me earlier.
Yeah. I'll call him tomorrow, and then he'll probably give me, I don't know, be a couple of weeks with Nate.
At least we'll have some idea.
Maybe by the second meeting in November.
I would say.
Yeah.
He'll
That-
drive
that
out and
seems
look
good.
at it, and he'll
Yeah.
have a pretty good idea what needs to be done. You set the wheels in motion.
Which actually that meeting is before you go back to work.
The meeting before I go back to work. Yes, I'm on temporary leave for 12 weeks, so I'm sort of semi-retired.
Oh,
What?
Really?
Well, for all of you, for what the reason why, ClickStop, where I work, after you've been there 5 years, you're allowed to take a 12-week leave of absence.
Really?
Really. And so I decided
Paid
to
or
take
unpaid?
Huh?
Paid or unpaid?
partially paid, and you get your full insurance covered.
wow.
So it's a pretty
I need to
nice
go find a
benefit, and that's
job.
what I've been on. We've been taking a few trips and doing some things.
Did you take note of
I just figured I'm in the wrong.
That's what I said. I'm gonna go find a new job.
Oh, they hired
you guys, you know.
I had a vacation for how many years?
Did you guys need any more of these pictures? I'll get one more copy. Two more
Wouldn't be
copies.
hurt. Nate
Good.
probably
Alright,
have one.
we'll get one, Nate.
Okay.
Doug.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. Appreciate
Alright.
your time.
Talk to you soon, Doug.
All right.